All right, here I am at the 14th Street Railroad Crossing in Schoolcraft, Michigan. Now, this railroad crossing right here is, I'd say, another rather neat railroad crossing setup owned by the CN South Bend Subdivision, which is the CN line which is the basically what the CN Flint Subdivision turns into once you pass Battle Creek. And I figured me and the boys would come down to Schoolcraft today and check out this little isolated area, and come to find out that there's quite a few interesting crossings here, especially since there's a diamond which is also where the Grand Elk Railroad runs through. And I already toured one of the crossings on the Grand Elk, but this one right here is also near the control point or the diamond. And I figured this has some pretty oddball equipment for a CN setup. So I guess with that said, I'll explain the stuff as I go on. So with that said, let's get on to it. So for the first signal, this has a Western Cullen Hayes double-sided base, as you can see. And here's the emergency information and the dot number. And dot number is 283461P. And for the gate mechanism, this has a Safetran gate mechanism 2000s generation. And the gate features some Ricoh LED gate lights and a wind guard on the mast for the gate lights, yeah. And for the lights on this one, this has two pairs of Harmon 12 by 20 inch light heads with, I believe, our Leotech EV LEDs in them, as you can see. And these are all sitting on a Harmon light bracket. Pretty nice lights. I mean, for these lights, you would normally see these on, like, I don't know, wherever else, maybe Union Pacific or something. And for a bell, this has a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell set on high volume. Little John Deere Gator right there. So yeah, there's some pretty neat stuff. I just got this crossing in action, and it's quite the interesting one because, for one, the lights cross, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the lights flash crisscross from each other, since I guess what was I gonna say? Flash relay. Something about the flash relay. Yeah, because the lights crisscross on this crossing. The lights flash crisscross, as I was saying. But yeah, that relay was the first signal. Pretty interesting setup, per se. Now let's go on and move on to the second signal, which is somewhat similar to the first. This has another Western Cullen Hayes double-sided base. And here's the emergency information once again. Now, I'm not exactly sure, worth mentioning before I go on, I'm not sure what this crossing had in the past. Most likely those lights, the Harmon lights, used to be incandescent, and they put those LEDs in later. But yeah. And for the gate mechanism, which I think is the interesting part, this has another Safetran gate mechanism, 2000s generation, but this particular one features the Harmon gate arms. As you can see, the Harmon frame style gate arms. Now, one side has the regular logo, while the other side has the newer Harmon logo, which is actually pretty rare as far as I know. And the gate features some more Ricoh LED gate lights and a wind guard on the mast again. And for the lights, this has two more pairs of Harmon 12 by 20 inch light heads with the Leotech EV series LEDs in them. And these are all sitting on a Harmon light bracket, just like the other pair. And for a bell, this has a Siemens low tone electronic bell. Most likely replaced another General Signals E-bell in the past, since I think, the General Signals E-bells on the South Bend sub here have been here for a while. So yeah. I guess with that said, or I think this actually replaced a mechanical bell in the past. I could be wrong. But yeah, that was the equipment to show for the 14th Street crossing here in Schoolcraft. Here's the relay case sitting at milepost 147.04. And with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the track view. Down there is heading west right towards the Schoolcraft Diamond, where the South Bend sub crosses over with the Grand Elk line. You can also see the Schoolcraft control point itself. You can see the default red signals, and also a little office over there, and the ATCS antenna, which the CP doesn't work for the monitor here, sadly. And down there is heading east towards more crossings at 16th Street and a few others, and a couple of automatic green signals. Now, there's another crossing down there I want to try getting in action and touring, but we'll probably do that later. But for now, I guess with all that said, this was the 14th Street Railroad Crossing in Schoolcraft, Michigan. Pretty neat stuff. I might come back here and get it in action again, but I guess with that said, for now, over and out.